Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to share with you my personal experience with Hotel Street in Chinatown. So, for those of you who don't know, Hotel runs right from immediately west of downtown, and it ends in Olive Park. It's a pretty short street. It's probably about 1 mile. And it is, for me, it's always been known as, well, this street in this area has always been known as the area where you can always get whatever kind of drug you want. And it's had that reputation for a long time, ever since, long before I was born. It's pretty close to the port, so, used to be really just a lot of vice, a lot of dive bars and hookers and drugs for the sailors and merchant marines and whatnot. And anyways, so my experience with it has been this: I've been coming down here for a long time, and I've seen it change for the positive over the last few years. I mean, there used to be, like I said, only vice and vice and vice and vice and more vice, and there were some good places to eat in Chinatown and stuff, but and there's also a skate park, which is pretty nice. And the skate park's still here. Now, I started coming down here mainly just to go to the skate park and to eat Chinese food. And yeah, that's it. I've never gotten into hard drugs, and so I was never involved in that. But this was probably in about maybe early 2000s. I was down here with my girlfriend at the time, and we had just had Chinese food, and we left the restaurant. We were walking down the street back to our car, and there was this girl, like, with her back up against the wall. She's sitting down, her back up against the wall, and her head in her hands, and she's sitting there, and she's I don't know, she's just sitting there, right? We see her as we're walking down, we're getting closer and closer and closer to her. And I start to notice that this girl, I go, wow, she's actually, like, she's pretty cute, right? But she was obviously homeless. She she had the black feet, from not wearing any shoes and walking around. She just, she was dirty, unshowered, but I could definitely tell that underneath that dirty, unshowered black foot woman was, a cute girl. So when we got close to her, she, got her head out of her hands, and she went and she said, hey, she asked for some money or something, and then she says, hey, look, I'm a dancer, and then it was kind of like, then I could see the track marks in her arm, and she started to kind of like pretend like she was dancing. I don't know what she was doing, but it was almost like she was having a seizure on the concrete. And it was just really, for some reason, that has stayed in my mind all these years. Just like seeing that woman doing that on the concrete, and I could still see the traces of when she was an innocent girl, if that makes any sense. She was younger and wasn't fully hardened by the streets, I guess. She still had her teeth, and you could still see that little sliver of innocence, and it just to me, it was a good reminder of where drug addiction will take you. I remember in the 80s there was a public service announcement, and there was this picture. The spot started with this kid. He was running. He's wearing a hoodie, and he's running, and and then all of a sudden, like, a police hand comes into the frame and grabs him, and and takes him down, and then you can see the hand is a cop, and soon it's the voiceover says, nobody ever says they want to be a drug addict when they grow up, and I just think that's really true. And nobody ever thinks that dabbling in drugs or dabbling in drinking or dabbling in whatever is going to leave you to you know, fishing out on the ground in Chinatown. So I think it's anyway, it's a good wake-up call for me. And that always reminds me of another time when I was a kid that my dad took me down to Skid Row, Los Angeles when I was probably about 12. And I will never forget it, but for me it was a real, you know, a real wake-up call that, you know, my life wasn't so hard, my life wasn't so bad. I didn't, you know, I had a roof over my head and I had a clean set of clothes and I had food in the fridge and we had enough money to go out and have some lunch or whatever. So that's it. Anyways, I hope you like this video. It's a little bit something different. It's just me live streaming, sitting on the street like a crazy person. And if you do enjoy this, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment, whatever you want to do. So anyway, that's it for today. Be well.